What's up YouTube, Tom Palmer here from Great Bar Golf Club. You've joined me today on the 9th hole. We are 70 yards out and you're going to learn how to pitch like a pro. Welcome back guys. Because you voted on the Instagram poll for how to pitch like a pro, we've brought down local playing professional Harrison Quirk.
Hi guys, now when playing pitch shots there's a few key things that I like to try and remember. So number 1 is a narrow stance.
Number 2 is going to be your angle of attack.
Number 3 is your club head speed.
And number 4 is your ball position.
So let's look at our first point, which is going to be the stance. We have our feet close together and there's going to be about a club head's width between our two heels.
I noticed when you set up with that narrower stance, Harrison, that you actually aimed your feet slightly left of the target.
Yeah, so my left foot is slightly back of my right foot and this just opens up our lower half to get through the ball. Now we've covered tip number 1, let's have a look at number 2.
Tip number 2 is going to be our angle of attack. So let's have a little look at what Harrison does really well to make sure that he gets that ball first, ground after contact.
Now to achieve this, I like to have my weight slightly on my left leg. About 60% of my weight will be on this left leg and it's really going to help to hit the ball first.
So let's have a little look at Harrison hitting this shot as well. Perfect. Great shot that you've just played there, Harrison. Brilliant, it's just sat down nice and close next to the hole. So let's have a little look at the GC quad information to see what his actual angle of attack was. So what's it say down there, Harrison?
That's 5.4 degrees down.
Perfect, so that was a really good shot because he contacted that ball first and then the ground afterwards.
Moving on to tip number 3, which is all about club head speed. Now this is really important when trying to create backspin.
Backspin is really important when you want to pitch like a pro because you want that ball to sit down nice and quickly. So what club are you using when you're playing this shot?
I'm currently using a 58 degree wedge.
58, so something with lots of loft on there as well. That'll get the ball to sit down really quick when you're hitting your shot. So what was your last shot that you hit? What was the backspin number on there?
Backspin was just over 4,500.
Which is really important when you want to play shots onto the green and get it to sit down nice and quickly.
Especially if you're short-sided or need to go over a bunker, it's really going to help get that ball nice and close to the hole.
Key point number 4 is going to be ball position. Ball position is really important for Harrison because he can change where that ball is positioned depending on the situation he has in front of him.
It's a really simple thing to do, guys. So all we need to do, if we want to play a high floaty shot which lands soft, we're going to move the ball towards our left foot.
That just adds loft, does it?
Yeah, adds loft onto the club face and just gets it to launch a little higher for us.
Yeah. And what about if you wanted to play a lower one that actually hops a couple of times and then sits down really quickly?
So all to do with this one, all we're going to do is move the ball slightly further back in our stance and this is going to deal off the club base, get it to come out a little lower, a couple of bounces and stop.
So for the guys watching back at home, do they want to cover the 3 key points as well when they're moving the ball backwards and forwards?
Yeah, so we're still going to keep our narrow stance for all the shots and we're going to maintain the club head speed for all of it. Especially when we have the ball back, it's really important to keep the club head speed, otherwise you won't get any checking it at all. So when looking at spin, the ball that you use really has a big impact on the spin that you're able to generate.
So what ball are you using then?
Currently I'm using a Strixon Z-Star, which is great for me as it gives me everything I need for the spin.
Alright, well what we'll do now is we're going to compare your backspin rate compared to a Strixon, you've got the Strixon Z-Star, but we're going to compare it back to like a top flight or something like that. So Matt, do you want to chuck us in a top flight? Cheers, thank you, thanks for that hard throw as well, cheers mate. So now we're going to have a look at Harrison hitting this shot on the GC quad and compare the backspin numbers to that Z-Star that he usually plays. See if you can get that ball to sit down any quicker or if the backspin's actually worse than it was before. So he's going to use the 4 key tips to play this shot as well. So he's going to do everything the same as he did earlier on.
It's all good.
So he's landed in pretty much the exact same position as earlier. However, the backspin rate has significantly dropped. So his backspin rate on here is 1,689, which is pretty terrible, to be honest.
Half gone.
Yeah.
So the ball's not going to stop anywhere near as quick next to that pin. It's going to be rolling over. So it's really important that you use a good ball when pitching.
Yeah. So you can see for yourself on the numbers here. I'm not sure if you can see or not, but the numbers for the backspin were terrible. So think about that next time when you come to playing your shots out on the course. Depending on how quick the greens are or how firm they are will depend on the ball that you should be using. So to finish off as well, if you haven't already seen the video that me and Harrison have done before with the three key tips to driving, make sure to click on the link above. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then make sure to stay tuned for more key tips. See you guys soon.